Right. So at this conference, one of the things that came up strongly is using affordability to drive to bridge the gap, the digital gap, to drive connectivity and bridge the digital gap. And we need to, one of the things that we need to get handsets in the hands of people, smartphones in the hands of people, so that they will be able to get connected and use digital to then improve upon their lives. Now, one of the companies that is doing that in a very big way is MTN. And indeed, everybody, in fact, every speaker actually mentioned MTN, what MTN is doing. And they have a product in town called Machi Machi. We have here Saint Do Tamakolo, who is the CMO of MTN Rwanda. He will tell us what Machi Machi is all about, and then we'll get to talk about other things. Saint, you are a saint indeed. For you to be giving the kind of service you are giving now, you are a saint. Now, first of all, tell us, what is Machi Machi all about?
Thank you very much. And I think Machi Machi, before even we talk about Machi Machi, it's possible because of MTN, because we work for a business that believes that everyone deserves the benefit of a modern connected life. So that foundation makes us go out there to look for solutions and partners that we are able to work with to drive some of these things that are for us at the core of what we do as MTN. Now, Machi Machi basically is a local name for our device financing product, because we think that there is no silver bullet in getting devices in the hands of people. We've been talking in Ghana in particular, in my early days, I think, when I used to work in from Radio University FM, we talked about accelerating digitization. We had all these plans around driving internet penetration and all that. But at the point where Africa is, mobile connectivity is really where people mostly have their first internet experience.
Absolutely.
And being able to get devices in the hands of all market segments is important. And that is really where we've piloted with this program in device financing, to say, let the segment that can afford to buy a device and pay over a period of time get an option to buy that device. And when they buy that device, it's not because they want an iPhone 15 or a new fancy Samsung, but an entry-level device that they can use to
At least a smart device.
start their digital journey. And that's basically how we designed Machi Machi.
Right.
But beyond the lower end of the market, is also to enable people to have a plan to upgrade or to renew, because yes, you have a phone today, after 2-3 years the phone breaks down. Is there a proper structured financing program that is not going to push you to say, I need to pull out $1,000 or $500 to be able to buy a new device, but I can buy it now and pay it over a period of time? So really, that's been part of the thinking that has informed us to build the Machi Machi products. But at the core of it is designing it around mobile money, so that people who don't even have bank accounts, they can still use mobile money as a credit reference,
Right.
build their credit score, and based on that qualify to be able to get a device. That's really what mobile Machi Machi has been.
So I would imagine that probably you have a banking partner. So maybe it is pre-financed, and then the owner or the customer pays over time. What is that arrangement there?
Yeah, so currently it's a tripartite partnership between us, Bank of Kigali, and our integrator called Intelligra.
Okay.
So they finance, because we are not licensed as MTN to give loans, and these are asset-backed loans, more or less.
Absolutely.
So the Bank of Kigali is the one providing the funding.
Right.
And then we have Intelligra in the middle doing all the analysis, then the algorithm around the customer data, and finding out if this customer qualifies to take a loan, and if they qualify, what value of loan do they qualify for? Because you also don't want to burden people with loans that they cannot pay, and then now you have a lot of impairment, or people are
NPLs.
unable to pay.
Yeah.
So basically, that is what Intelligra, who is the third partner in the partnership, does. And then MTN, of course, we have a huge category of customers. So we say, let's go and allow these customers to now, apart from being able to access mobile services, now be able to access financial services. For us, this is like an experience, an experiment. It's the first step. In another year's time, we hope to be able to expand it and get more financial institutions into the ecosystem, so that outside of being able to finance a loan, being able to finance the acquisition of a phone, maybe you can still use that same data and the credit score or the credit background that you've built to be able to now allow the person to now finance a television or to finance the sound system or maybe to finance a car.
Mm.
But we are starting small with the mobile phone as a foundation to enable the person build a credit journey.
So far, how many people have you been able to be able to benefit? And then my other question related to that is, what kind of impact has this have on the various customers who have benefited? And way forward, how are you looking at sustaining them on this kind of program?
So I think in terms of impact, I like to look at it more or less from an industry point of view. And the reason why I say this is that when we've been talking about digitization of Africa and bridging the digital divide, what we think we have done with this experiment is to prove that the person who doesn't have a bank account can still access a facility. So the model is there, it's clear. The non-performing loan is very minuscule, so it makes it
Just
possible
about
to now
1%.
scale. Because what we have done is a pilot. We've done this for the last 1 year, and we've been able to use it to almost double our smartphone penetration in the market.
Wow.
So we believe that the potential is enormous, and it's not a potential that is just for Rwanda as a country, but across the continent. We can have a lot of financial institutions come around the table and explore how we can scale this product and be able to really practically bridge the digital divide that we've been talking about all these years.
Saint, you are indeed a saint. God
Thank you
bless.
very much
God
for
bless.